I just got done watching Quarantine 2 Terminal, which is a sequel to the 2008 movie. Could have spoilers, just a fair warning. So, as the passengers are getting on the plane, I saw one of the passengers with a rat and one of the passengers with the cat. And I was just like, oh, this is not good. And when one of the co pilots was like sniffling and coughing, he's like, yeah, I'm not feeling good. Something, I don't know, I think my dog's sick or something. And I was like, oh my God, here we go. So as the plane is beginning or waiting to take off, there's actually a passenger with his laptop open and he's watching the footage from the first movie, like the outside part of the building with the CDC and the fire truck. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is taking place at the same time. So as they're up in the air, one of the passengers gets sick and pukes all over the stewardess. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go. He's starting to get sick. And I will have to say, the creature's design for the infected wasn't as good as it was in the first movie. The creature, the infected design or special effects looked great and scary. I mean, there were some good kind of scary moments in this, but you could tell the production level was definitely a lot less than the first movie, and it wasn't found footage. So basically, they get in off the plane and they're trying to get back into the airport. The exit door's locked. This door's locked. That door's locked. So they go where the suitcases are taken when they're off the plane. So they're in that little area. They're locked in, basically in the like the first movie when they're locked into the apartment building, and down further into the movie, the CDC's like, "Hey, we're coming in," just like in the first movie. And then obviously one gets bit, and then they start. I think the cat. I can't remember if no, it was like there was a guy. There was a one of the mouse rats like fell on the one of the passenger's head, and he's actually I think he had a stroke or something, and he can't talk. And it bites him in his forehead, and then when or it bites him on his head, and when the CDC comes in, so that guy attacks the CDC guy. So then the rest of the CDC guy is like pulling their injured guy out, and one of the passengers go with the CDC, and then they just all get blown away. So I was like, okay. So anyway, Jenny, I was like watching this movie and I was like, man, Jenny looks very familiar. Well, it's Mercedes Mason, who you might know as Ophelia from Fear of the Walking Dead. So um, basically, towards the end of the movie, Jenny, one of the stewardess, they find like a like sewer vent, almost like a vent that's like almost like a mile long that they're climbing through and trying to get out, and find out that Jenny's bit. So the 14-year-old kids got the almost got the night vision glasses, which is a throwback to almost like the vision of almost like in the first movie, but actually had night vision on the camera that the cameraman was using. But this guy or the kid actually had um, night vision goggles, which was interesting. It didn't have the same effect, like the green effect from the first movie. So anyway, he gets to the end and he keeps looking back and she keeps getting sicker and sicker, and the kid's like, hey, I'm not leaving without you. So he just makes it out of the vent as she grabs his hoodie and bites into the hoodie and stuff and everything, but obviously he didn't get bit. And when he comes out of the sewer vent, he looks back behind. You could see the airport, the outside with all the CDC, the fire trucks, and everything behind him. And you find out that he's in Vegas. So, um, yeah, and there's like I don't know if they like left it open for a third movie. I don't know if they. It doesn't seem like they're going to do a third movie, but some reason why did the cat appear like in front of the goggles and like shook its body and then walked off? And I was like, was that like another cat that was on the plane? But anyway, overall, I give it a 6. It was okay. I give it a 6.0. Like, I thought the setting was a lot better. Like, I thought it was a lot cooler that they were at the airport and it took place on the plane, but then at the terminal. But I did think that it was a lot more scarier in the apartment building because you had more places to go basically in the apartment building than in at the airport. So this was actually supposed to be filmed in Los Angeles, but as production began, it moved from Los Angeles to Atlanta, Georgia, and Mason, Georgia. So it did have a limited run in theaters, but it basically went straight to DVD. So I don't think it really did that well. But yeah, so I was curious. I had to see it. Like I said, it was okay. It was nothing spectacular.